All right, let's talk about one of the biggest, most common challenges in writing, really truly connecting your evidence to your claim. If you've ever felt like your arguments just aren't landing, this is absolutely for you. Let's dive in.
Oh, this question. We've all been there, right? You get a paperback, and this is scribbled in the margins, and it is so frustrating. You're thinking, isn't it obvious? Well, here's the thing. Your job as a writer is to make it obvious.
But the good news is, this piece of feedback isn't a criticism. It's a clue. It's a signpost telling you exactly where to dig deeper. So in this explainer, we are going to decode that signpost and give you a rock-solid system to answer this question perfectly every single time. Okay, so let's peel back the layers on that question. What is your instructor or your reader really asking when they write that? It's not just one question, it's actually a few hidden inside of one. See, when they ask, how does this support your claim, what they really mean is this. First, what does this piece of evidence actually prove? Second, what are the consequences? What does it cause? And maybe the most important one of all, why should I even care about this? If you can answer those three things, you're golden. So here's the bottom line. Your goal isn't just to drop a piece of evidence onto the page and walk away. Your job is to build a logical bridge from that evidence straight to your claim, a bridge so strong and so clear that your reader can't help but walk across it with you. You have to make the connection impossible to miss. So how do we build that bridge? Well, not with guesswork. We do it with a system. And I'm going to give you a super simple 5-step mental checklist you can use for literally any piece of evidence you ever use. Okay, here it is. 5 simple questions. First, what is the evidence literally saying? Just the surface level fact. Then you dig a little deeper. What does it imply? What's the hidden meaning? From there, what does it cause? What are the results? Then the big one, why does it matter? This is your so what. And finally, you bring it all home. How does it prove your original claim? Let's make this real. Okay, imagine your claim is that industrialization led to social inequality, and your evidence is the fact that factory workers had low wages and long hours. Now, a weak writer just states that facts and moves on. We're not going to do that. We're going to run it through our system. And boom, this is what you get when you answer those 5 questions. It's not just a statement anymore, it's a fortress of logic. You've explained that low wages imply exploitation, which caused class inequality, which matters because it proves your claim about social divisions. See? Airtight. Now, that logical fortress wasn't built by accident. It follows a powerful and honestly pretty simple formula. Let's break down the one-sentence structure that is about to become your new best friend in writing. Here it is. Seriously, you might want to write this down. This shows forces you to state the implication. Because makes you explain your reasoning. Which led to forces you to show the consequence. And supporting the claim that makes you tie it all back directly. It's almost impossible to write a weak sentence with this structure. I mean, the difference is night and day. The weak example on the left, it's just a description. It's not wrong, but it doesn't do any work. But the strong one on the right, using our formula, that is a complete piece of analysis. It proves, it explains cause, and it shows why we should care. Okay, but sometimes, even with a great formula, your brain just gets stuck. We've all been there. So let's go over a few quick mental shortcuts to get those analytical gears turning again. First up is the arrow method. This one is fantastic if you're a visual thinker. Just literally draw it out. Your evidence leads to an implication, which leads to an impact, which leads back to your claim. Once you can see the chain of arrows, turning it into a sentence is a piece of cake. Another great one is the because chain. If you feel like your analysis is a little shallow, this trick forces you to dig deeper. Just start a sentence with, this matters because, and then force yourself to add another because, and maybe one more. After 2 or 3 layers, you'll have uncovered a much richer argument.
And I love this one, the opposite test. To really understand the impact of something, just ask yourself, what would happen if this wasn't here? By imagining a world without railroads, for example, you can immediately see their true effect. They boosted trade and growth. It's a super fast way to find the significance.
Okay, we have covered a lot. A system, a formula, and some mental shortcuts. But let's boil it all down. What are the absolute essentials you need to walk away with for your next essay? Let's break it down into 4 simple things to burn into your memory, starting with one core idea. First, forget about trying to sound smart or using fancy words.
Your one and only job is to explain, step by step, how your piece of evidence proves your claim. If a sentence isn't doing that, it's just filler.
Second, the one-sentence formula. This should be your go-to, your default setting. It automatically forces you to do all the heavy lifting that makes an argument great.
Third, your one trigger word. If you're ever staring at a blank page and you freeze up, just think of the word because. That word is the engine of analysis. It forces you to stop just describing things and actually start explaining them. And finally, the ultimate gut check. After every single piece of evidence you write down, stop and ask yourself, out loud if you have to, so what? If you can't answer that question clearly and quickly, you can bet your reader won't be able to either.
So there you have it. The system, the formula, and the mindset to build arguments that aren't just stated but are actually proven. The only question left is, what powerful point are you going to go make next?